the documents exist.
They're in a file.
Okay. And you don't have
The
them
only thing
here.
she's got is from me. It's all my stuff, except for what she wrote.
All right. How about correspondence from Mike Decker to you or from you to Mike Decker?
Never spoken, never saw, never did.
All right. And did you write anything to Carol, or did Carol write anything to you about the February 18th arrest?
No, it's not like that. I only go by incident. See, both think I don't write anything.
Did she write you any letters while she was in jail?
Yeah, we had some letters, a few letters.
Did any of them have anything to do with the February 18th arrest?
Yeah, it's, you know, it's letters from her in jail.
Okay. So there are letters from Carol to you that talk about the February 18th arrest. Mm-hmm. And do you have those here with you?
Didn't they copy them? In the files he was supposed to take, there was a whole section, and I don't know whether, like I said, I need to go back.
But you don't have them here with you right now.
I think you copied them.
Do you have them with you right now?
No, I don't have them with me.
Okay.
Because I think they're in the garage.
All right. All right. 2 more questions, and I'll go to the photos. If you can do it briefly, what was the problem with BI and pretrial when Carol got arrested? Was that the February 18th arrest?
BI Inc.
Yeah.
Doesn't exist.
Was it the February 18th arrest?
No, it was the May 29th that going into the cuff. It was the cuff.
When you say the cuff, meaning going
when
to jail?
When they put her on the cuff, she signed a contract with pretrial services.
Oh, the cuff, services. The monitor.
Try to hang on here, honey. They don't exist. Bull Spute's head of the committee. It doesn't exist. There's 19 sitting Republican female judges. They have never had a meeting. They've never had a meeting. It's a private corporation. They do not do business in Texas or Harris County. They're out of Colorado, and it's fraud. And she signed it under protest. And when she saw BI Inc., I checked them out. They don't exist in Texas. So it's called debt, Nariski, Foresti.
So the people that the people that do the electronic monitoring or provide the electronic monitoring that goes on in the criminal courts in Harris County.
Right, pretrial services, Harris County.
You believe that there's some sort of fraud or conspiracy involving the judges in Harris County?
I have 7.5 feet of documents that will prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that it's fraud. And there's 9 sitting Republican appointees. Bull Spute is in charge of it. They put her in a cuff illegally. The mission statement says in county, resist arrest doesn't fit, and they arranged it to put her in Bull Spute's court, and it's a conspiracy.
Okay, and
BI Inc. does not exist in doing business in this town, in this state. They're out of Georgia, but their main company's out of Colorado, and the cuffs come out of Canada, and they don't even have a warehouse.
So what is your complaint with the judges, is it 9 or 19?
Well, there's 19 on the committee, but 9 sit on this particular committee.
Okay, and these are all Harris County judges?
They're all female Republicans.
Okay, 9 Harris County female Republican judges are involved in a conspiracy to do what?
No, they're fraud. They actually have a committee that doesn't meet, never has, appointed by the Commissioner's Court to be over pretrial services. Pretrial services hires the contractees to do the cuffs. BI Inc., you know, who they've contracted to do, and Southwestern Bell's involved with them, and Southwestern Bell has contracted with a company that doesn't exist in Texas or the state. And what upset me was when I saw BI Inc., with the experience I have, is anything with B period, I period, Inc. period doesn't exist.
And in those 7.5 feet of documents, do you have information that these judges have any personal gain from this process?
Yeah, because they have this thing called a slush fund, fund, that they, this huge amount of money in their audit, their private audit, that basically the audit company, and you know who they are, Arthur Anderson, won't approve it. They recognize their audit as being true. And from what I know, we have it with us. You can look at their prospectus, and it's this big slush fund, and we go to the campaign contributions, and that Nariski Foresti contributes huge amounts of money to the political campaigns of Harris County. And it's, to me, what bothers me is if they'd met It'd be different. If she was in county on the cuff, it'd be different. But they can't hook up a phone out of county. Their mission statement says within the county. She's out of county. The signal fails. They put her in jail. I'm saying if they had put her in county.
So you
they went past their standard and said, oh, okay, the signal's out. Let's put her in jail.
So you believe that there are 9 female Republican judges who are personally benefiting by conspiracy and fraud involving the pretrial electronic monitors?
The Harris County Commissioner Court, the judge of Harris County appoints these people to represent this company and this pretrial services, and it doesn't exist.
And you think these judges are committing a crime?
I don't think. It is fraud. It is a crime. It is public. I've not made it public.
Okay. Do you think that Judge Robin Brown and Judge Diane Bull got the same haircuts so that they could switch benches during the flood?
Yes, unfortunately, yes, because I didn't know it at the time. I just noticed that they had funny hair, and their hair is a blonde, a certain blonde, and I just made a comment that they switched. I am a detective looking at people all the time, sitting there on the bench, and I noticed that they had this very unusual hair color, and I just kept noticing every time I went in there that it was strange that they had the same haircut and they looked the same. In fact, I didn't know who no-load her out, and that was the problem, is that I couldn't tell who no-load her out. And I believe they switched. I believe I can prove that they did switch benches to no-load her out. And I did not know until I got to my hairdresser, who, by the way, has cut everybody's hair involved in this case and the Travis County case. And I didn't know that I was paying $2,000 or $3,000 a month to have these people looking good. And it's Heather said,
okay, so you're handing me, for the record, a Natural Retreat Salon and Day Spa Heather Plaisance.
I can't help it. It's a
P-L-A-I-S-A-N. Heather, Plaisance, owner, stylist. Phone number 281-970-1100, 8730 Taub Road, Houston, Texas, 77064. There's a Carol and Joe appointment on the back from 2000. So
I didn't know it. I didn't know. I asked, because it's a Vita. It's a certain type of blonde process. And I noticed that they switched, and that it was all Mexicans. It was 2-in-1 court. It was flooded. There were so many people jammed up there. There were people fainting, people going crazy. And I just noticed them switching one day. And when they no-load her out, I said, and I looked around, and I kept thinking, well, that judge wasn't there a while ago. So technically, when Barbara, my lawyer, looked at the transaction between May and the May transaction of 29th, when she went in to the cuff, when she got arrested, and then the pretrial. And then there's something real odd. We can't tell whether Brown put you in jail or whether Bull put her in jail. Okay. I still don't know who did it.
Do you think that the decision to have their hair done the same way and to switch courts was intentionally done with reference to Carol's case?
No, I told them to their face that they needed to change their hair color. And the next day, because when she forgave her cases, when she dismissed them, she did her color brown and the other one's blonde. And I did call this woman up.
Are both these women on that committee that is in the
yes.
BI Inc.? And
I did tell them to their faces, and I was very upset. But if I'd known she was a Spute, I did not know that the Spute family had, in her salon. I did not know. What caught me was, she mentioned to me that there was a Spute judge, and finally the Mexican hairdresser from Channel View told me, you've been set up.
Okay.
She said, the Sputes, and she said, and the problem I had was, not even then, I didn't know then. A friend of mine looked up Kayla, and we didn't know, and the marriage license came out, and I sent this girl, Froggy Simon, a very famous protester, to Harris County, and she came back with both Spute marriage license. And so my ex-husband set up election division. I called election division. I asked them.
Okay.
No, you're not. It's a fact. I told them their hair color was wrong, and it was a setup, and I resented it, and I told Heather I was pissed.
All right, and so the only question is, you think the hair color thing was intentional?
I mean, that they got the same hair color because it was so much fun switching off until I caught them. That's all I know. They switched the next day. I don't care. It's the Spute part that upset me.
Let's look at Exhibit 10. Who's in Exhibit 10? What is Exhibit 10?
This is Rebecca G., the